Kevin Kisslinger from Golf Tech, head golf pro in North Shore in Wauwatosa, correct?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Mequon and Tosa specifically. Yep. So today we're just really talking about body awareness. Guy like me might go out and grab some clubs, rent some clubs more specifically because I don't own clubs, and have no clue. But we're going to go out and have some fun and swing the ball, or swing the clubs. But then once you get to a point where you're frustrated enough and you love the game enough and you're tired of being frustrated, you got to figure out your body awareness, and you need, I'm suggesting, someone like Kevin to point out, here's what I'm seeing as an expert.
Yeah, if you want to get better at anything, you have to know what you're doing wrong.
Yeah.
Right? And you have to have the knowledge of, how to do it better or the correct way with that.
And the want.
And the want, yeah,
to
absolutely.
Get better.
So we'll just do a quick example of like wrist movement in the golf swing. And being aware of how your wrists move. So our wrists can move several directions. They can extend, which people in golf call cupping. They can flex, which people call bowing in golf. We can bend our wrists up and down, ulnar and radial deviation, and then obviously our forearms and arms can supinate and pronate. So being aware of that and then how it affects the club face is really important. So a couple examples, if I were to go back and roll my left hand down or pronate my left arm, you'll see how this takes that club face and points it up to the sky, and that's called an open club face. Or another example, if I'm taking to the top of the swing and I extend this left wrist, that extension also makes the club face really open. So if you're struggling with hitting the ball right, likely you're doing one of those two things, and people usually are not aware of that. Right? And then the knowledge of how to do it better. So if I just did the opposite and I kind of supinated my left arm, you would see that club face would point down. Or if I took that extension of my left wrist and moved it into flatter or flexion, that also would close the face. So that knowledge then of that body awareness of how to move would help you stop to not have the ball go to the right anymore.
Yeah, so, and again, where it plays in with us is you get an expert set of eyes on these movement patterns that you can't see. And just with a little bit of tweaking, and then perfect practice makes perfect, not just practice.
Right.
You can then begin to lift weights, move weights, run, walk, jump, climb, rotate better with no pain, zero pain, better performance, and the same thing with the golf game. You're going to pinpoint where that wrist is that they may or may not be able to see or feel.
Right.
And then with perfect practice, the game becomes a whole lot more enjoyable.
Yep.
And I would argue in this scenario, lifting weights, life gets a lot more enjoyable when you've got strength, power, and endurance.
Yeah. And it's amazing the body awareness in the workouts, from either doing an exercise that you're like, why is he making me do this? I don't even feel anything, to being aware of how to do it and all of a sudden really getting the gain and feeling where you're supposed to feel it. It's unbelievable in the training how just little tweaks and body awareness change everything.
Yeah, it's the subtlety that goes from good to great.
Yep, absolutely.
We'd like to be great.
Yeah.
All right.